This is a Power 98.7 podcast. Now we're talking. Subscribe to Power 98.7 podcasts in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. There's more on power987.co.za.
Tackling the challenges of our time, one conversation at a time. Power 98.7. Now we're talking.
So today I thought we need to have conversations with women who are in different roles, who are playing very different roles. So we're going to cross over to my friend, a young woman who's doing well for herself, a CEO of the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, Mrs. Mmabatho Maboya. Hi, Mmabatho. Good morning.
Good morning, Minister. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you, Mmabatho? Mmabatho,
I'm well, thank you.
So we in August, and I don't believe that we should only celebrate women in August. I think we should do 365 a year. But the challenge for me and you've been longer in the game, holding very prominent positions in the space. How do we... Because we are known that, our mothers were suffering pull head down syndrome. And I can say where I am, I might have experienced it, but my circle has been filled with people like you who have always said, how do we keep that ladder up? How do we keep her raised up? So for me and you, how do we extend that network? How do we nurture other young people? We are now in our mid-ages, but we need the younger ones who are starting up. How do we carry them through? How do we open the doors for them?
Yeah, that's quite an important aspect. And I think one thing that we have not done is that we haven't been very intentional in what we're doing. So, women generally are nurturing and are supporting, but we're doing it in different pockets wherever we are. But we haven't been intentional to say, I'm nurturing because I have identified potential in this particular person. And it's not necessarily in the space where we are working, but it's in nurturing and helping someone fulfill their potential in the area where they're good at. And but another thing is for us to be exemplary. We can nurture by just when people look at us, can identify strong leadership personality aspects, such as ethical leadership, which is what we truly need, such as, that a person is leading and is trying to bring the better from out of other people.
So I
don't know, how about you?
So I agree with you to say sometimes when you show up as a woman, if you are given an opportunity, it also opens doors for other young women that follow you. And it also instills confidence in them. But you raised an issue of us being intentional in our efforts to make sure that young women come through. How are you as a Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, and you being the CEO of the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, and you do a lot of work, and maybe you must just briefly take us through your work, and how are you intentionally bringing young women into that, into those opportunities, into those spaces, just opening that door, even if it's just for 1 foot in, so that they can open it wider themselves?
I think, as the foundation, we are quite fortunate that the intention of the foundation is to address inequality, particularly wealth, income, and the inequality of opportunity. So how do we do that? It's through our partner entities. So it's in improving quality education through our Dr. School Foundation, which we work in rural and township schools. And we do that through providing our bursaries and youth development opportunities through the Cyril Ramaphosa Education Trust. And then we have Black Umbrellas, which is for Black-owned small, medium enterprises that require business development support and access to markets and access to opportunities. Now, because of the demographics, it so happened that we have majority of women throughout all our programs. When you look at the educator profiles that we are working with in schools, our top science educator in the schools that has, managed to get the kids to pass with 100% in science for over 5 years consistently is a female educator. Now, how do we make sure that she is supported not only because she's female, but in her profession, so that her stature and the good work that she's doing can be replicated, and she can also groom and mentor her own peers in the education sector. So those are the kind of, yes.
We need to keep it there, but I thought you were going to mention that your patron is very intentional. That some of us, that's why myself, Mama Luko.
Yes,
Stella.
I'm getting there.
No, we don't have time. We've run out of time. They're going to kick me out for the news. He has really been intentional about positioning young women to the opportunities, even in his own cabinet, and giving us responsibilities.
It's taking risks and betting on people, and I think we should reciprocate that and stop saying, a person must be ready and have all the experience. If you bet on someone's potential and support them, they will get to that point which you would have liked to see, because how else would someone be ready if they're not driven into the exact opportunities?
Thank you.
So the deep end sometimes helps.
Thank you, Ntshavheni. And when you get to the deep end, we really swim and we become ducks or surfers. And I'm glad to have had you in the show. Thank you for your time.